Hello.
Hello. I'm
This
still
is a
doing the
public
homework.
service announcement brought to you by Bronagh Diamond and...
David Doherty-Jebb.
Yes. We need to actually try and do an entire episode like that.
Just talking like this. We'll do it in black and white.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We'll do it-
And now we'll go into glorious Technicolor like the Wizard of Oz. It's a pity they were filling her full of speed and all the rest of it, isn't it?
Weren't they like, do you know what I mean? Per Judy Garland. Sure, it wasn't easy being Judy.
Then, oh God, you were getting all the good stuff for free.
Do you know what I mean? Like the street value of the drugs inside Judy Garland's stomach was probably hundreds of thousands of dollars.
More than much was being paid.
More as much was being paid in named it. Let's face it. What age was she when? Was she like about 18, 19?
They were wrapping her ditties and all to make, like, so she didn't have a booby. Petty on her anyway.
Oh God, love her. Wee moment of silence for Judy Garland.
Wee moment of silence.
Judy. And Elijah Minnelli. Elijah.
Her Elijah Minnelli.
No.
Like, what the fuck?
But
She had more weekends than weekends, didn't she?
But she was
Fair play to her, like.
fair play to her. Then she was my dear man.
David's dead.
David's dead.
David, what? I just seen him in there. He was having a nap. What the fuck? David's dead. That is like one of the most iconic
British TV moments.
And I love how every year somebody will repost it and go, it is the anniversary of the day.
David Bowie died, but everybody thought. But then David Guest did die, didn't he?
He did die not long after it, and funnily enough, nobody even had that reaction when he actually
Nobody
died.
cared.
Somebody actually posted it and was like, "This is now relevant."
Nobody cried for David Guest.
Nobody gave a care in the world for
Nobody
David
gave
Guest.
nobody gave a rat's ass.
He was gay, wasn't he?
There was something weird about him. Like I remember somebody describing him as the biggest Judy Garland fan and being able to, and then snatch the best bit of Judy Garland merch. Her daughter, and it was just so
oh my
weird.
God, that is brilliant. She made it. I made it myself.
I made it, Mama.
I just think that about the kids. They're like, he's beautiful. I go, thanks. I made it myself. Made him all about. Didn't well, maybe not the second and third and fourth ones, but it definitely got the first one trailed out of me.
Did you? Were you natural for just the first one?
If you can call it that.
And then did you get like well, not natural. What's the word?
Yeah.
Was it natural?
Yeah, it was natural. Aye. Well, it was.
Did you get like 3 sunroof babies?
Suction and forceps.
Or was it horrendous?
And then the second time around it was like, shame on me if you fool me twice. Do you know what I mean?
I see you.
No.
Couldn't help but notice, doctor, you're putting your hands in them forceps. No, you're all right.
Yeah,
Drug
you're
me up,
okay
drug
there.
me up, cut me open, and take
I
me
didn't
out.
even let it get to that point. I was like, I shall cross my legs. I will not. This baby shall not come out from between.
You shall not pass.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just like, fucking no. Because there's just something in my family where like the women always end up needing. So we're tiny.
Yes, you are.
Do you know what I
petite
mean?
people. Unless you're going to have a petite baby, it's not going to work.
If you're going to have babies with big heads, especially in saying that, like babies with Nigerian heritage.
Yes.
You know, essentially it doesn't really, well, you know, my first baby wasn't because I'm a whore, but
Listen, whores don't owe nobody no money.
no, of course not. I work hard
For
for
the money. Honey.
for the money.
I think, listen, sex work.
Sex work is work, and
Sex
fair
work's work.
fucking play to you if you can do it. For tell you what, would turn the heart clean out of me just having anybody crawling on me. Do you know what I mean? Feel no age creeping up on you. They deserve all the fucking money.
Do you know what? Do you ever see that thing? It was called. Is it called splooging or splurging? And it's like they sit in like a wee kids paddling pool, and then like you throw like custard and jelly and all at them, and they love all like they're sitting in there loving, and they're getting their kink. I could do that no bother because we could get there. Shoot, there we go.
Absolutely.
I'd do that
I
there.
always say I would love to be a dominatrix. Love it. Because I would wear the thigh-high kinky boots. I dress like a dominatrix anyway, let's be fair. I am a goth.
A gothic.
A goth. I am a... What is it, Aoife? A moth? Half Millie, half goth.
Moth.
I'm a moth,
A
yeah.
gilly?
I'm a gilly. A gilly sounds a bit better, but moth is a bit more, yeah.
She's a pure moth.
Well, my earrings are moths.
Death's head moths.
Death's head moths.
We'll put the lotion in the basket.
Oh, or else it gets the hose again.
Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me.
We're going down our ADHD fucking wormhole
this
here.
wormhole. But yes, what was the original
We're talking
point?
about hers
Yes,
in the best possible way. Licentious ladies, but like we have had licentious as a swear down, but I like that. I mean, also there was a fantastic point that somebody made the other day, and there was someone giving off about how, like, you know, licentious ladies have loosey gooseys, right? which is a load of bollocks.
Not necessarily.
Because say I only slept with the one man,
yeah.
right, and for 10 years,
And you had 13 babies.
but we had sex every day because we're in a relationship, right? But that's not how they work. Because technically, I mean, okay, once a week.
Actually, you know yourself as it gets along, as you go along.
But then you have a woman who slept with 12 men, but she may have had a dry spell, or like she's slept with 12 men.
Or she might just have naturally
and it's only been
tight
12
muscles.
times. Well, I put up a thing the other day because I was laughing. I actually
Take my weed.
tight.
But you like, it's everybody's body's different. Do you know what I mean? And it's designed.
Yeah.
It's designed for something roughly the size of a watermelon to come out of and then go back to normal.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
I posted a wee
what
thing
normal
the
is-
other day because I was actually looking through. I had this wee blog years ago called Memoirs of a Mad Ma, where I was just really bored and like blogging
Yes.
about the childer, like bitching about the childer basically.
You gotta.
And I found this old thing where I was watching Bake Off, and Paul Hollywood said something, and I had the screenshot because I watch everything with subtitles, and I had to screenshot it, and I captioned it with the phrase, "When you have sex for the first time after having a baby." And why is my thing doing this? But it was like, it's not as loose and open as I thought it would be. That's what he was saying on the, so it was like, it's not, yeah, he was like, it's not not as loose and open as I thought it would be, you know.
It's loose as it works, Grace.
Yeah,
It's
'cause you-
working.
Great,
It's
working.
It's bent.
Yeah.
What are you doing? It's bent.
It's bent.
It's bent.
Yeah.
But they don't underestimate the natural elasticity of a Mary.
Of Mary Berry.
Of Mary Berry.
That woman's
Ooh.
fucking elastic. I reckon I could pull her jowl all the way to Blackpool and back
I
again.
would say she could pull over her face again like Dolly one and be like
Yeah.
fucking Michael Myers.
You have to love Mary Berry.
I think it's so, because I do not really think that Prue Leith is a good substitute for Mary Berry. She's not as quick with the old wit.
And she doesn't have the heartwarming thing.
She doesn't know.
going on.
There's something very
She
schoolmarm.
reminds me of Theresa May, especially with that funky necklace thing going on.
She reminds me of
Theresa May ran through fields of wheat, and Prue Leith cooks with wheat.
with weight. If they're the same woman, I've never seen
They
them in
both
the room
had their
together.
Weetabix.
But you not think that like Prue Leith gives you like the headmistress,
She does.
whereas like
Matronly.
matronly, there's no crack in her. There's no crack in her,
Yeah.
and there's no real crack in Paul Hollywood either. So you can't have two
You can't have
non-crack
two
judges.
zero crack. That equals minus crack.
That's actually minus. That's actually a tragedy then.
Yeah, Paul Hollywood started
That's
giving out
actually-
them fucking Hollywood handshakes.
I'd be like out there. No,
He was
you're
very
okay.
licentious with the Hollywood handshakes.
Wait till I say your Hollywood handshakes. I know because you've been fingering your woman over there. That's why she's been winning 3 weeks in a row.
And
Fuck
to
off.
see the way he like pervs over all the younger ones.
He is a bit of a.
He thought, you know what? I'd have just been like, do you know what I would love to do if he went to give me the handshake? I'd do the pure.
Psych. Take.
Yeah, you know,
Like,
like
take your big
Mary Kate.
yeasty fingers and fuck off.
Yeah, take your big roly-poly jab of hands, like.
Good loss. Who do you
Fucking
think
go
you
stick
are?
your finger in her jam donut. I
Silver
don't want
fox.
you near me.
Silver fox off. What the fuck do you think this is?
Where the fox do you think he's
What the
from?
fuck do you think you're doing, you fucking cheeky bastard?
Yeah, way back to Hollywood.
Way back. No one wants you.
Nobody even likes you, or even your ma couldn't live.
Nobody likes. That's why nobody calls for you. We're around your own fucking door.
You were at ugly as a child that had Venetian blinds on your cam. You were at ugly as a child. I could only admire the blanket you were wrapped in.
You got a baby.
That's I like babies. I could need a whole one.
You gotta need a look at him.
Just
Do you that there? Ah, look at him.
do you know what?
You don't want to say nothing bad.
You don't want to say
look
anything
at
bad,
him.
but you know, babies are the only people in the world that look adorable with no teeth.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
like you see anybody else and you go,
I do have to say, like, I do feel like this is not very obviously people don't have teeth for various reasons, and I get that, and I am owning the fact that what I'm about to say is maybe not very nice.
go for it.
But I couldn't kiss somebody with no front teeth.
You should ask Galen McClure on here, Chazzy Shankel's boyfriend, but he has no front teeth.
No, maybe
I
it's,
couldn't. Can I say something though?
go for it.
I want to big up on my dentist, yo.
Big up at the tooth doctor.
The tooth doctor, the mouth mechanic.
Mouth mechanic.
Right, I
We are
told her that she
pure
wasn't
cancelled.
amused. Do you know what? Every time I go to the mouth mechanic, I think of it as right. Mouth mechanic, slobber sucker.
Oh,
You know the one that has the wee
it gives me pure stress.
and it sucks. But you know what? See, whenever it's in my mouth, I always think, right, okay, I know that's a clean thing at the end of it, but I think of the tank that all the slobbers are going into, and any of those slobber fumes are coming up it and like
Am I
touching my mouth.
Oh, I am going
Now
to think
you're going
about
to
it
think
now.
about that from now on.
Well, now.
Yeah.
Where
is the slobber tank?
But like, did you ever like
Whose job is it to suck out the slobber from the...
she's like the way, and I'm saying says because I have never had a male dental
hygienist.
nurse. I've never. Do you like he's
Me
working
neither.
on your thing and she's doing the
Yeah.
the thing, do you know what I mean, in the mouth if you're getting a filling or something.
You usually go...
And
and do that wee Hoover thing where it sticks to the side of your mouth.
And and you're like, but she's going like this here, and then.
And you want her to sort of get the back as well. You're like, I've too much swallow.
I get that. Yes, I'm afraid of it's building up, and you're going like this here.
Choking on your...
swallow
and then you
this
hear
or not?
going, some suction please, and you're like, oh thank fuck.
Oh, for fucking... Fucking fucking Barbara Ann! Barbara! Get the fucking suction!
Why are do dentists... Is there a module for dentistry school where like they learn how to understand you when your mouth is
Like
full of
chat.
fucking cat and wool?
Dentist
like,
chat.
They ask you questions and all, but they're
Aye.
like, so did you have any pain? No, sorry.
That's alright for
Any
you?
plans for the weekend? Yeah.
And your mouth full, like pure, like, you know, like that full thing.
Can't we? Like,
It'd be a
you're
good-
like Don Corleone in The Godfather. Like, one day I might ask you for a favour back. That day might never come. Can you give me some fucking suction, please?
The slabber's in my mouth. I'm going to fucking drown in my slabber. Well, that made my... that made my throat all dry.
I can't even with you.
I can't. Oh, jeez.
You suffer for your cause, to tell you that. But David Doherty-Jebb, you
Suffer
really
for
do
your
suffer.
art.
You're suffering for
Suffer
the
for
art.
my art. Oh my god.
Yeah, fair play to the dentist though, because see, whenever I went the other day, do you remember I was telling you about my wee crown?
Uh-huh.
Well, I tell you what, I should have been up for a fucking BAFTA. I'm telling you. Because the
BAFTA.
only crown that was important to me was my crown, right?
By
And
the way.
I got a wee phone call to say my crown wasn't ready, because apparently I have wee tiny teeth.
You wee tic-tac teeth.
I have wee tic-tac teeth. Tic-tac toes.
Tic-tac
Tic-tac
teeth.
teeth. And I get rang to say the lab hadn't prepared my... They probably fucking dropped it and couldn't find it, right? So I had to come in another day. And so I was telling everybody it was my coronation day on Monday, right? And I went in. My poor long-suffering dentist, I love her, and she's such a gentle soul. And, you know, she does have a sense of humour, and she'll get... But at the end of the day, she's there to work.
Yes.
And I come in, and I was like...
Well,
Claire, it's my coronation today. And she
have
was
you
like...
been waiting for this all day? I've had,
She was
had
like,
about 25 other customers. who
Pardon?
clients.
And I was like, I'm getting my crown today. It's my coronation. She was like, oh, that's very good. Sit down. I swear to fuck, one of these
you're very
days.
good.
Like my dentist doesn't do conscious sedation, but I think she's going to get it in just to be like, right,
Just
you
for
need
you.
you need this. Go to sleep.
I
Go
need-
to fucking sleep.
I need this.
Yeah, she'll be huffing on the gas in her. I know.
You check over here, Barbara Ann.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go.
I love Barbara.
Barbara Ann's the wee nurse.
Barbara Ann.
Barbara Ann, made to tell you.
Barbara sounds like Brian Barnbrack.
Barbara Ann, did you get your hair done?
You got a high fiber.
Did your hair done?
High fiber dad,
I
Barbara.
noticed your roots were the all day, but now it's all gone. Did you get your hair done?
You look lovely.
That suits you. That suits you. Oh, well, yeah.
Barbara Barnbrack.
Barbara.
Yep.
Barbara. Could you
Barbara
just
does
say it
have
real
a-
quick? Barbara.
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 Do you have a high fiber dad? Why is it my skin is it glowing now? You've oats stuck in
You
your
have
teeth.
made to tell you. You have lipstick on your teeth,
Ah,
Barbara.
you have something stuck.
You have lipstick on your teeth, Barbara.
Do you
Make
ever
sure.
see whenever you have someone with lipstick stuck in your teeth and you're like,
Oh.
I always tell them because you
I
gotta-
always say, I
I
do.
just go do this.
That's exactly what I do. I said, do this. And I'm hoping, like, if you're wearing lipstick, you know what I'm talking about. Do you know what I mean? Because if you're not wearing lipstick, that would be strange for me to say, do this. Like, why ask me like
Yeah. You
What
pervert.
fucking
Do,
kids do that?
imagine
Teeth
you were like,
licking.
do this.
Do this. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, do that. Do you know what I mean? No, you
Especially a
can't.
man, but it's okay because like you're gay.
Just look at that. Do this. I just get them to do this. And then start doing this. Do this.
A dirty to do. And now strike a pose. Folk.
Do this. Do that.
Do that. Alright.
No, do that.
Now here's your wee face. Wipe your face. You're fucking ratting.
Look
Yeah.
at you, steady.
Good
Fucking
wash wouldn't do
teeth.
you any harm.
You putting that lipstick on and you eating it.
Fuck,
What the
I never
fuck's going
reckon.
on?
I remember actually eating a lipstick whenever I was a kid because it just looked so tasty, you know, and
it looked
smelled
like-
kind of nice too.
Yeah, there was-
and
and something
bit
like-
into it and was like,
But something even about like the texture of it's like chocolate.
Yeah, like
And then you taste it and you're like,
and then it's not not a truffle, it's ruffle.
Not a truffle.
Absolutely. Although I do know a kid round our way, whenever we were younger, we had this shop called Charlie's Shop, right? It was the best
Who
shop.
owned it?
I think it was a fella called John. It was the best shop in the world in some ways, because you got really cheap stuff, but it was also only cheap because everything was out of date.
Oh,
right?
was it just sweets, or was it one of them? Remember the shops in the old days where you could go in, like in the 80s and early 90s, you could go in, you could get like, you know,
Pound of ham, and they'd cut it on the big thing.
or but oh no, it was just like it was a sort of like there was none of this like marketing placements. It was just he had shelves, he had a counter, he had shelves behind the counter, and then like you got like tonics, tea cakes in like a box, and next to like would have been Gastro GTX. Do you know what I mean? Like a one you got everything. And
Soccerman too.
So I can find that. Do you mean it would have been no?
Used to be like, can I have half a pound of ham, a Belfast bat, and 2 pairs of socks, please, Charlie? Do you know what I mean?
That everything.
Absolutely fucking everything. Do you know our local shop used to take milk tokens? And the van shop. So do you know the way, if you're on benefits or if you're on a low income household, you would get these things called milk tokens, which were basically worth a monetary value, and you could use them to buy powdered milk for your baby.
Yes.
Or, you know, nowadays you get like vegetables and stuff with them, but it was like powdered milk for milk tokens. You brought them down to like the Ballyone Health Centre, but because they were worth a monetary value, say one milk token was worth £1, our shop would give you the value of, say, 60p for your milk token.
To make the 40p off your milk token?
So people would go to make the 40p. So people would go in and pay for like, gives 20 Regal.
Milk tokens?
And a later, honest to God, no, and I'm not even joking, like, but I think I can recall, like, 20 Regal and a later. Sure, I fucking feed. I feed him on the daddy, he's well fed.
I was going in
Do you know what I mean?
I was going into an Asda in just outside Glasgow many years ago, and these two came up to me. I was with my friend Lorraine, and Lorraine is a social worker, and these two came up to me and was like, excuse me, could you give us the money for like, these vouchers, like, since you can't buy booze on with these vouchers, and I was like, going, I know, Paul, because I was like purely going to put my hand in and give them the money. My friend Lorraine, who is a social worker, was like, they've been given to you for a reason, not you buy booze, but you buy food. And I was like, there. Like, what can it's hard.
It's fucking hard. We all turn deaf whenever shit like that happens.
I know you.
I don't understand English.
I just you saying that there. The things that got happened to me and
sign language and all.
The very, very funny, very, very amazing Sarah J. Davidson, who has been on the podcast.
Love her.
Love Sarah J. She's a really, really good friend of mine, and she and I were walking along at the top of is it Bradbury Place? Is the one where it's where
McDonald's.
No, I'm like mixed up. What do you call where?
Oh no, it's Shaftesbury I'm thinking of, sorry. Bradbury Place.
Yes, you know where Shaftesbury Square is? That's Bradbury Place that comes off it.
Comes off it.
So we were standing
where Accidental Theatre is and stuff.
Exactly. It was right in front of the Accidental
Theatre. Where the big screen is in Belfast.
And we were about to cross that road over to the other side where the KFC is, and I was just standing like waiting for the thing to go green, and this guy came up who is like a beggar in that area, and he came up like this here, and I was talking to Sergey, and we were talking about something where we had ended and whatever. He came and he was like, excuse me, and I went, no! Into his face, and I went, sorry, I've got no money. And I just grabbed Sergey by the arm and pulled her across the zebra crossing, and she
you made me oink.
And he was stuck like that there as if like I was gonna ask it, but I never fucking said. All I said was excuse me, like, do you know what I mean? But I was.
He could have been trying to say I'm having a heart attack, and you phoned me an ambulance.
And he's squealing his face, and but I was that mortified at my own behaviour. I had to grab Sergey and pull her across the road.
No, it's her. She's afraid of men.
Do you know like man, we're going, man. Like I said,
don't you fucking look at her. I'll beat her if you look at her.
But I can imagine, but you saying that there, imagine Sergey going like that there to him. Like getting dragged across the fucking road. It was my own mortification at shouting at basically a homeless person. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? In your face.
Poverty!
Puffos!
Get it, poverty!
Oh fuck, I've got
get it away from me, what is it?
There but for the grace of God, for go
away.
Fuck.
Go fucking wild,
That's a lovely sleeping bag you've got there. I wouldn't be slagging them off. But where'd you get them? Just in case everything goes wrong for me in the next 6 months.
Well, I swear to God, I can't. I'd be like, yeah, there you go. Where'd you get? That sleeping bag's beautiful. Really matches your eyes.
What you need to do, son? You need to get a dog. You get more money off people.
You do if you have a dog. Yeah.
Get a dog, son.
No, to do, lad on your blind.
Let on your It's only letting on.
It's only letting
He's
on.
putting that on. Look, throw a tennis ball on his head. Would you see him catch
Do you know there was, whenever I read that book, This Is Gonna Hurt,
Oh, yes.
by Adam, whatever you call him, he was talking about how a lot of patients lie, obviously, and a lot of them pretend to have like collapsed or had fits, and the one fail-safe test that he had before administering anything was to raise their hand above their head.
Yes.
And let it fall down. Because if you're naturally unconscious, it'll just smack you in the face. But if you aren't, you've
got
always,
rigidity in your limbs.
Yes, but you're always going to sort of move it away and naturally protect your face, even subconsciously. And he was like, it works out well for Adam Kay. That's what you called him. It works out well if people are
Ben
faking.
Whishaw played him.
But if someone's laying there fucking, collapsed, and you just go, and now he has a black eye.
He had a big handful of rings on. It's all fell on. Like this here, she got the.
Oh my God, I had an auntie. Well, she was married to my great uncle, and
How great was he?
He was a good wee great uncle.
Sorry.
I actually, this
Great uncle. Didn't even know I had a good uncle.
Yeah, he was okay, mediocre at best.
Mediocre at best.
But he looked exactly like my granda, only with no neck. And I made the mistake
Did
of
he
telling
look
him
like
this.
if your granda was the Barbie doll, was your great uncle the Cindy doll? Do you know like
Yeah.
Cindy looked like Barbie, but doof, you went like that there with
you
the
went,
head.
just rammed it on. That's what he was like. And the best about it was, I told him this one day as a kid. Like, I didn't realise that it was...
You just thought he needs to know that he's got no neck.
Yeah,
So
I just
how do you
wanted
wear
him to know
ties?
that he looked really like my granda. Only a dickhead daughter, ADHD, had to say to him, Uncle Joe, you are really, really like my granda. You look just like him. Only except you have no neck. And he was just like, the best about it was he loved his chains and all, like, so he just had a chin and a chain.
It just looked like, how did he...
He could not fold a fucking
He couldn't
fitted
fold the
sheet.
towel. He couldn't fold the towel. Couldn't put his pillowcases on.
He'd have been fucked. Quick, lift my hand above my head and see if I'm really knocked out.
Yuck, she's only putting that on. She's only putting that on.
If I could say I was bored today. Fuck me.
Oh no.
Oh, chalkboarded. For anybody who's listening and not actually...
She was pure fucking chalkboard.
I'm only after fucking near sconning myself on my chalkboard. Oh my
That
God.
sounds like a good insult though.
Yeah, but
You're getting fucking chalkboarded.
You're getting chalkboarded. See you, I'm on it. No, because the Americans do use that in a variation. They're like, you're getting fucking waterboarded.
Waterboarded?
Yeah, Guantanamo style. But yes, Uncle Joe's wife.
Uncle Joe with no neck.
Well, he
Necklace
had a
Joe.
wife, and I don't know if she's still alive. So if you are, fair play to you. Like, fuck me, you're doing well. But she,
I'll take you. I'll grab you by the neck. Well, I'll grab you by the chin where the neck should have been. Come
where
here,
the neck
you.
should have been, yeah, yum 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 yum. But we called her Goldfinger
Right.
because she wore rings on every finger, but she wore multiple rings on every finger. So like Goldfinger.
Finger, he's the man.
Yeah, I remember whenever my granda died and she was like, oh, God love him, and I was like, he's going to end up with bruises. Corpses bruise easily.
His face is going green with some of your fucking fake things.
Yeah,
Rings.
yeah, no, it was more fucking. You could have brought her down to Cash for Gold and made a fucking fortune. Like,
Cracking
seriously.
British.
Yeah, Cracking British. That is what they're doing that for, isn't it?
That's it.
Hey man, you want to buy some rings?
He's going in like, what are you selling on that? What do you need money quickly for?
Yeah. You need it for crack, don't you?
You need it for crack.
So you got it. Do you know what? Actually, Aoife used this analogy the other day, and I thought it was fantastic because I was talking about like not, whenever you go through wee phases of not having any motivation.
Yes.
And she was like, do you know what? A crack addict never wakes up in the morning and goes, I don't have any money.
No.
I'm not going to get high today.
No.
So, like, you have to go after
Have the
your
motivation.
goals the same way a crack addict.
Have the motivation of a crack addict every day of your life.
Yeah, like, absolutely every fucking day.
I actually only have 2 aunties, no actual uncles, because my mum and dad are both the oldest of just 2.
Right.
And neither of my aunties, so they both only have one sister, and neither of my aunties had children, so I have no cousins. But
Aww.
I've got loads of second cousins.
Real. And are you close with them?
I Yes and no. Do you know what I mean? Like we get on, but we wouldn't see each other. Like maybe a year or two would go past where we would see them.
Yeah.
But we're all like, you know, we do get along. Like we're all friends on Facebook, and we're all,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Like you would, exactly. I have millions of cousins. I have like so many cousins.
But you think that's like a real Irish thing, though?
Yeah, absolutely.
On both sides.
And we're all close.
On both sides,
like
of the community.
most of my cousins were like siblings because you were all reared together.
You're all through, or if your mummies and the sisters were all having a wee drink, you'd all be in the same house, and you'd all be somebody to look after. Although there's a thing I don't like that people sometimes do.
Go for it.
You like children, like people who bring their kids to like a gathering, but then expect everybody else to look after their kids.
Yeah, that's me. Once you
That's me. Because like free health. Do you know what I mean? They'll go and they'll be like, I remember we had this like party and somebody brought the child, their wee fella, and he was going around and he was like throwing like bits of bread on the floor and all like this here, and I was looking at his mum, I'd go like,
you gonna fucking sort that out?
Do you know what I mean? And then she wasn't saying nothing to him, so I turned around and he says to him, see if you do that one more time, I'm gonna get a hoover out here and I'm gonna make you hoover this whole house. And he went, what? I said, do it again, see what happens.
But you see, that's where I think the Irish sort of clan system.
Yes.
We, like, the way that it works is, it
takes a village.
It takes a village. Like, my kids, for example, my sister, her in-laws aren't really like this, but my in-laws are, where my kids are, like, my in-laws can shout at my kids. You know, their
if you
aunts and
expect
uncle.
somebody to look after your kids, you have to be able to say
something
to them.
My sisters and brothers, if their kids are in my house and they're missed, I will shout at them.
Yeah.
You know, and I have been known to go, come here, you, come here. We clip around the ear, do you know what I mean? Nothing, you know.
No.
Just like, come here to talk to you, come here. And we do
What's
do
going on
that
here?
with one another. But my sister made the mistake of doing that with like her
other
side, and she was like, come here. You shouldn't be doing, are we tailing off?
Oh, why are you telling off?
And she says that her sister-in-law kind of looked at her like, no, don't tell my child off. Which is fair enough. But
I think though it's a wee bit like, right,
I'm like, if my child is being an actual asshole.
Say something.
Like,
if you say something, say something.
Say something. Do you know what I mean?
Because like, I think like people are too... Obviously, you can't be like fucking golden in their face.
Oh, no.
But you need to be sort of saying, do you know what it is what you're doing is inappropriate. So what we're going to do is if you do it again, we're not going to be playing in this room. We're going to be playing on our own in there.
Yeah. Or even it's like, even if you don't feel like you're in the position to actually say, no, what it is, you wee wanker, come here. You can go, where's your mummy?
Aye.
Do you know what I mean?
Where's your mummy? Well, we'll talk to mummy about this.
We'll talk to, or do you know what's terrible? But I do that thing where I go, see if like my kids are in, and I know people probably disapprove of this, but I will be one of those mas in a restaurant that's like, there's the man.
There's a man.
Right? I says, like, and that's usually enough to make them go, do you know what I mean? You'd be like there's the man.
It's out of my hands.
It's not even me telling you, there's the man. Now he's going to shout at you.
Yeah.
He's going to make you do the dishes, and they're
going to make you look a dick.
You know what I mean? And then they'll wind their necks in. You know, but at least you're doing something.
You have to. Yes, I think if you expect, do these people, it's a bit like, I want you to maybe like, do people who leave their kids with their sister or their parents, but don't want them to tell them off if they're doing something.
No,
like,
you can't
if you want me to look after your child at any given point in time,
if you want someone to help you parent, then you need them to be allowed to parent.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like if they're going to be a pseudo parent for you,
yes.
And like even with, you know, there's a thing, this is actually really, really relevant to the word of the week, which is
Obstreperous.
Obstreperous.
It looks like obstetrician.
It does look a bit like obstetrician. Think along those lines as to what does an obstetrician do?
So is an obstetrician just another word for a gynecologist? Or is it specifically birth?
Specifically birth.
So it gives birth to children, help you bring them into the world.
And what do we normally say about children that are in restaurants? They're rather obstreperous little gits, aren't they?
Oh, obstreperous.
Obstreperous.
So is it like badly behaved?
Usually like difficult to control.
Right.
You know, like noisy.
This probably came up on a report card of mine at some point, but I don't remember.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was because last week we had a new word, and then this week I was like, oh yeah, right, okay.
Because yes, did you get like?
We had Odiferous last week, didn't we?
Oh.
And then I was like, Obstreperous is a really good way of describing some you know, like really badly behaved.
He was particularly obstreperous today.
Like there was a drunk at the bar who was particularly obstreperous.
Obstreperous.
You know, so noisy and difficult to control.
But do you think, like, yes, this is the thing as well, like, right, this is controversial.
Okay, go for it.
Kids in restaurants.
Right.
What do you think? Luke shaking his head, I am inclined to agree with you, Luke, because I think if your children are not, what would you say, fit for public consumption, take them to McDonald's.
If they're not,
take them
if they're
to
not
KFC,
trained,
take them somewhere where people are not spending maybe up to £100 on their wine, on their food,
absolutely.
on their thing.
Yeah.
Don't be, if you've got kids who are like love all that and are really well, you know, and I'm not saying like forcing them. What I mean is, if you know your kid, you know what, he or she or they love going out. And they love having a lovely dinner, and they love they love their starters, and they love having a wee. And do you know what? They're just about the age that we're letting them have one wee glass of wine to let them taste it, and they love it all. Fabulous. But if you've got kids who are squealing, I am definitely, this is probably very controversial. Please do feel free to disagree with me or to say in the comments.
Be brave, not bland.
But I do think, like, if you think that don't be bringing your screaming child to a place where I've been looking forward to going all week.
The thing is, over here is set up in a really good way where if you do have obstreperous little children, there are places that are set up for families. So when you go there, expect there to be families there.
Exactly.
Like, for example, there are places that are set up that hand out like little DSs to kids and stuff. Do you know what I mean? And that's what Curtis loves about over here, because unlike London, this place is really set up. It's very family orientated, where if you go in somewhere and have a kids menu that also is a colouring in book, you know you're okay if your kids maybe throw a wee fuss. Do you know what I mean?
Because you know what you're signing up for, because this is a family friendly. Because whenever I was still working in the cafe,
and even then there are still limits as to what is acceptable behaviour. If you have a child that's going to go over, like my kids have done it, where we've been in a booth and they'll go to go and look into and I go, don't. That is someone else having their meal. You stay here.
But again, it's different if I'm in, say, do you know, like a cafe.
Yeah.
Like there's something about my face. Kids stare at me. I think it's the big glasses. I think the big glasses, and kids will stare at me,
Right.
and I'll like talk, and then they'll start talking to me, or they'll start looking at me, and I'll start talking. I don't know what it is about me, but like, they'll just be like, "Oh, what's going on? He's must have a funny fucking weird face or something."
No, it might just be your glasses, because
big
kids do
glass-
tend to look at glasses
They
a
look
lot.
at the glasses, and so like, and people go, "Oh, Joe," or like on a flight once, this wee child kept popping its head over to Six, say, "Hi, did you hear me?" And he must have said hi about 3 million times for the 3-hour flight. Did not bother me. Children are children and should be allowed to be children. I'm in a space where there are lots of people. Like even
And
when
you
I
can
was working in the
expect there to
cafe,
be.
there was like sometimes like I would have offered to, like, if they had a newborn, I would have taken the newborn
And
and
went,
rocked
"Do you wanna
it
eat your
while they were
food?"
eating. I say, listen,
Yeah.
some people don't. People like, no, I don't know, you're a stranger. But some people go,
no, but sometimes that's just
"Oh,
the
thank
thing
you." And I was
that'll
gonna say,
stop someone from falling over the edge.
And I'm just walking up and down where they can see me. I'm just walking bopping the child up, and the child might still be squealing in my ear. And I'm like, listen, you have come in. Your food's getting cold. I'll just bop them up and down the road here. Like I said, bop them up and down in the cafe here while you're eating and get you. Do you know what I mean? Just to
I'm
sort
not
of
going to
get
run
them
away with your baby.
I'm
Like,
not going to run away with your baby.
people
but I
like
can't afford
that,
one.
I are godsend, you know.
But I'm thinking it was a customer service sort of point of view where, like, these people have chosen our place to come to. But there was once, and there was a woman sort of who came up to me once, and it was like, I don't know, it was a big group of like, I know, 11, 12-year-olds. She's like, they're very noisy, and like I wasn't able to like eat my dinner, and I wasn't able to have my coffee in peace. And I was like, I'm really sorry that you had that experience. However, this is a family cafe, and people will bring young children in here, and that is just how. Unfortunately, children can't be controlled, and I'm really sorry you had that experience. But like, we are open to everybody, and I'm sorry that this happened to you. But there's very
And even
little-
though they can't be controlled, because there are obstreperous little bastards. who
Oh,
wanna
there's
get
wee
up and
shitheads,
down.
yes.
But see, as long as I see the parent making an effort, I have
Aye.
empathy. See,
That's
as
the
long as
thing,
the
like,
parent's
I
going
do
like,
this thing, though.
sorry.
That's
But
the
do you ever
thing.
see if they're sitting there and they're just like, yeah, so, and they just don't give
no,
a shit.
That happened the other day. I was in a cafe in town, just like a chain one, so you wouldn't be like expecting it to be really fancy or anything like that. But there's like,
So families are going to be in it, but
yeah, so there's like 3 women came in and they had a child that was still in a buggy, and I'm assuming one of them must be in the mat, and maybe like
Hopefully.
2 aunties or something or whatever.
there's like a
but
baby stealing chair in
there's 3 of them
Belfast.
there,
So
right?
please do, if you can, describe them to the PSNI, that would be greatly appreciated.
But basically, like the the child was getting up and running about, which is already like annoying. Like, you know, if I was whenever I was a
You're
child,
afraid of hot coffee and
Yes.
things like that.
when I was a child,
100%.
like if I was running about, I'd fucking sit down. Like,
you know
do
that
what I
look
mean?
your
Like,
ma gave you whenever
Yeah.
she couldn't hit you in public, but she was
Aye.
like, my mouth's better, huh?
yeah,
should
or you would
Just
like
the eyes.
you would
the eyes
literally
that
get
way
up
I
and
get you
leave.
home.
Like, do you know what I mean? But this child was taking it to the next level, and it was they were all sitting there laughing, going, "Geez, she's mad, she's
what
a
is she
gag," and all,
like?
like, and then
I'll
going,
tell you what she's
"Do you want
like,
another
let's
bottle of
strap
Coke and all
herself
this here, right?" The kid literally. Did you ever see where you get like comfy like bench seats or whatever?
Yes.
There was a fella sitting on his own, like reading the paper with a coffee, and the child was literally getting up and climbing over him,
Oh my
and you know, making an obstacle course out of the chairs and all.
Out of the man.
Yeah, literally out of the man.
No.
And like it happened once, and he sort of like smiled and was like, and then it kept happening, and the parents weren't doing anything,
I'd
and
bet
your man
slapped
literally
him.
got up and left,
A
but,
fool.
and he didn't complain or anything about it.
No,
But
because you're afraid to say anything.
Yeah.
I used to do
Yeah.
this thing in the cafe where this one couple brought their kids in, they were running everywhere, and I just went like I said, I went over and I went like this. Bums on seats, sit next to mum and dad.
Yeah.
And it's so quick like
Yeah.
that there that they do this here, then they sit
Yeah.
down because like I
Yeah.
just was like,
Yeah.
and you just have to cut through. You have to get
just
straight
have
through to the
to.
lizard brain to get
But
them
you
to
know
sit
what?
down.
The thing is, some people don't want to be confrontational because you will get. Normally, those mas who let their kids run wild like that are usually the same mas. They'll go, "What the fuck is your
Yeah,
problem?"
My
But-
way, Clodagh Marie, Anna Marie, Mamie, Amy Lee wouldn't
Or
fucking hit
is
nobody.
Paul Nugent's, Aristotle, daughter, Brittany Court Ordinary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Brittany Court Ordinary. Maybe Brittany Court Ordinary won't do nothing like that, or else you go, "Shush, there's only a child. That's the way a child get on." You go,
Well,
and these same people, then whenever their kids grow up and they're fucking mental, they go, "Can you believe the way she's speaking to me?"
but you know who the
You
worst
go, "You
people
made
are?
your own bed."
Middle class parents.
Oh really?
Middle class parents. We had this woman.
We
in-
gentle parent, little
gentle
little
parenting.
Oliver.
It was like so. It was obvious that these were her adopted kids
Right.
due to ethnicity differences. But these were her adopted kids because I'd seen her husband as well, and they were running around, gorgeous, beautiful kids. So like they were funny and full of life. And they were running around, and she goes to me. I wasn't saying anything. And she says, "This floor's a wee bit wet. He might slip on that." And I was like, "Yes, that's why there's a wet floor sign over there." She goes, "Yes, but he's only a child." And I was like, "No, he's only your child.
Yeah.
And this isn't a crash.
Yeah.
If you can't look after him,
Absolutely.
if you can't
Oh,
look
I-
after him, keep him at home."
I love that pointiness. You know that you, actually,
Actually, he's only a child. Actually, he's actually
Actually.
your child.
he is actually.
I neither birthed him nor adopted him. He's up to you, love.
Yes,
I love that. I
abso-fucking-lutely.
love this. I love him for you, and he's a great wee boy. And they were great kids. Like they would come in and they would be just full of life. But like I just
You used to get everybody. Remember dinner ladies in school and all?
they would tell you off.
Oh, aye.
But did you ever have a dinner lady who was also like
Somebody else's ma.
You know the playground ma.
Oh,
Somebody's
right,
mama
yeah.
who
So
was
that's
standing
what I
going
mean,
like, "Stop hitting him!"
Aye, yeah.
But you
Leave
just
him alone.
stand you in the corner at the radiators until the bell goes.
You always thought they had a child called, their surname was Malone and their first name was Liam. Leave him alone!
Leave him alone.
Leave him alone!
Leave him alone.
Don't
Stop.
you be touching him, sure he didn't do nothing.
I'll tell your mama, and she would be able because she would know your mama.
aye.
She'd know your mama, and she'd know all the.
I should know all the biz.
Oh, why? She was straight onto the phone to him. I see him.
Aye, they were always big girls too, the dinner ladies, weren't they?
Were
What was
always
crack, right?
boozing me.
Yeah, like
Weren't
big
always
chested.
boozing me.
You know what I mean? They must have had terrible bad backs. They're like
We ladies with
fucking
big ditties.
big, massive titties down to your knees. But you know,
They did that.
we had a thing in our school where you got to ring the bell.
Oh, why?
And that was like to signify the break time or lunchtime was over. And it was like the real, I mean, fuck me, nowadays they have fidget spinners and everything else. Back in my day, we had a bell.
Back in my day, you were
And
told to fucking sit down.
They would have tucked the wee dinger out of the bell so that nobody could fuck about with it. And then if you were good, they would pick you to ring the bell and you got the rock around the yard.
felt-
I felt like the town crier. Ding, ding, ring, ding,
Aye,
ring,
breaks
ding.
over. Get
Yeah.
the fuck into the
Get
plane.
back in the fucking school, will
Did you
yous?
have to
They
line
give you
up to the
authority.
door?
Yes, we had and put fingers on lips.
Oh, we did have to do that.
Did you never have to do
Oh,
that?
but something in the classroom, you'd have to cross your arms, or you'd lie down like a fucking like them like Cold War, Cold War. What do you call it?
Refugees, like
Those like what do you call
prisoner
it?
of war camps.
What do you call them practice things they used to do in the 80s?
Oh yes, brace. Nuclear.
Close your eyes and put your hand up to the thing so you didn't, like, your eyes didn't get melted out of your head.
I thought you were on about like when a prisoner's getting like transferred and they can't see where they're going. They're like,
Thing over the top of their head. No, it was like reenactments. Do you like the practice? Like,
Yes.
You
For the
had to
bombs.
practice in case there was a nuclear
Why is
bomb.
that word eluding me? So they had drills.
Drills.
Like a nuclear
Drill. That's what it was. So we'd have had or have a nap.
Get
Put your head in
away.
P1 and P2, and you'd bend up talking to your friend like this there. Talking like that.
Do you remember passing notes? Do you know I used to have this big tin that used to have Cadbury's biscuits in it, and I kept all my notes in it from school, and I would love to have it these days because
What had you written down? What shape?
it would make a beautiful epistolary book that was just like full of teenage problems.
Angst.
You know where you thought it was the end. I found one of my in fact I'll bring it in.
We'll have
I
a wee.
have found a teenage diary, right? And it was all, they just don't understand me. All I want to do is go out with my friends at the weekend and they just don't get me. I mean, why
Nobody
can't you just...
understands me.
Yeah, like, and all over, I must have been going through my depressive phase because I just drew wee sad faces on everything.
My depressive phase started at about 11. When does it run down?
Mine was dead.
When
Mine
does
was
it
dead
end?
young too, you know. I think it was the fucking...
I do remember just going, I'm just sad.
I just have a lot of
I
feelings.
just have a lot of feelings.
She doesn't even go here.
She doesn't even go. You don't even know me. You don't know the real me.
Nobody understands.
Nobody knows the real me.
I know, oh my god, and I got a boyfriend and all, and
Oh, did you?
I was writing about him, and I remember
What was
me
his
on-
name?
Like, I'm not even mentioning his name because I don't like him.
Or
now.
was he a wee toe rag?
And do you know why I didn't actually hate him until I
Don't
was
mention
older?
that bit of toe rag's name. Do you remember that wee woman talking about Boris Johnson?
Oh,
Don't
that
you
toe
mention that
rag.
piece of toe rag.
Yeah, and then do you remember the woman whenever I always quote this wee woman whenever they were having an election again, and she goes, "Oh no, another one!" And then whenever I was pregnant again, I was like, "Oh no, another one!" You know, like me getting a new boyfriend, my ma. Oh no, another
Or
one!
me with specialised interests. Oh no, not another one.
Do you know, I saw a suggestion on Facebook recently and I thought it was fantastic. It was all ADHDers need to get together and create a swap it shop for all you.
Yes.
Do you ever get whenever you get a hobby and you're like so into it and you buy all the shit and then your hyper focus goes and you're not into that hobby
Not
anymore?
interested in anymore.
So you could go and do a hobby swap it shop where like some other ADHDers bought all the gear for something else you want to try and you have, you know what I mean?
We could call it an ADH Lazy Susan.
Oh my god, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like a Lazy Susan. It's like, I'm not interested in this hobby anymore. I'll wheel it round to you and I'll get the next one.
Yeah, like an ADHD car boot sale.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
ADHC.
Boulevard of Broken Hobbies.
Oh my god, that's it! You've done it! Put a pin in it, it's done.
It's done.
The Boulevard of I walk these lonely streets with 1,000 million packs of beads. That was whenever I thought I was going to make bracelets.
That's when
Not
you're
like
gonna
for
make
a living.
bracelets.
I was going to be a jewellery
You got
maker.
3 friends with a bracelet and then you're like, nah.
That's fucking too much hassle.
That's too much
She
bother.
wouldn't give me a pound for it and I spent 50 quid on beads.
Friendship bracelet, I don't know why I made her a friendship bracelet. I fucking hate her.
I know.
What the fucking
Cunt.
bitch.
I love whenever you're about to start a conversation. Do you ever see whenever you find someone that you know in common and you're about to start talking and you don't know whether or not it's allowed to talk shit about them? So you have to do the
So here, do you know Anne Marie?
Anna Marie from Lanadown?
Do you know about, like, maybe she was going with that fella?
The one that was a bit.
Aye.
He was nuts,
Do you
wasn't he?
remember? Oh,
fuck, he
here
was
will you
fucking
feel,
insane. And did you
James?
see the state of her? He's dead. She looks like fuck all.
Oh, here will I tell you.
Oh, Jesus. I swear I've seen dead bodies looking better.
Well, that tends to
She
make
must be on that or.
should make a dog sick.
She'd make you book in your mouth and swallow it.
But
I
I
swear to
tell
God.
you, jeez, God love her. Oh, God love her all the same.
Oh, God, love. She had a hard life, but
Don't like to
them,
speak, I love
they
her.
never had fuck all them.
No, do you know, I'm fond of her. I'm fond of her, but she's a nasty bitch.
Yeah.
She's
She's not
vicious.
a,
She's
she's not a bad
vicious.
old cunt. Like,
She's
just
not-
don't get on her bad.
just
Like, I
don't
wouldn't
get
go
on
to
her
her
bad.
with a pound
Hi-
short in my wages. Do you know what I'm
How
saying?
many women? There's a woman, and I'm not even going to say her, but if anybody's like, you know, you go, I'm glad that she likes me because I wouldn't want to be on her bad side.
Yeah.
That woman. But yes, I know what you're talking about. You go, so you have to sort of, you throw a few wee things in, you see what their face is doing.
You use some interesting adjectives that are quite ambiguous.
Yeah, or you sort of, you try to set up the story to see if they know your side of the story, and on the you go, and then you land, and then you
or
talk
if there's 2 parties involved, you mention the other one and see if they go, okay, I love him, and you're like, okay, yeah, no, it was terrible what she done to him. Do you know what I mean?
And then you're like, well, hey, or if you're gonna be like, you know, now what would you say, magnanimous about it, and go, well, listen, I don't know what all happened, but there's 2 sides to every story, and then you can stay in the conversation without going back and slobbering about it. You know?
What our ones love to say is, see, I wouldn't sit and tell a lie about somebody and say I liked them if I didn't.
No.
I would just be like, well, sure.
If you've nothing nice to say nothing.
But then I'll go, well, there's 3 sides to every story: his side, her side, and the truth. Do you know what I mean?
Side and the truth.
Have to keep yourself right. Do you know what I mean? But I love a conversation that starts with, don't be telling anybody. Don't be saying to anybody now.
Say nothing.
But I love how that person has said that to 100 other people.
They all know.
And they all know, yeah.
Or like we
see, if I tell you something, do you promise you won't tell anyone? Yes.
We had a girl working. We worked with this girl, and she was like, "Don't be saying to anybody. Like, I've only told you and such, but my daughter's pregnant." And I was like, "Oh right, okay, how are you feeling?" She goes, "Oh, it might be. I don't know about it." And then later on, I listened. Later on, I was watching her, and she had the phone up talking to somebody else, showing her the fucking ultrasound.
She wanted to make you feel special for a wee minute, like
no,
I
she
know.
just wanted to talk
the
shit.
worst thing I ever said to somebody who just told me they were pregnant was a fucking.
Are you keeping it?
Word vomit.
No.
I've done that too. That happened to me as well once.
Do you know who the father is?
I went, who says that? Why? What is wrong with me?
Why did she have like a well-established relationship?
No.
Well,
she
then.
was single.
Well, then.
But she was like, here I'm pregnant, and I just fucking didn't even think. It just came out.
First
word vomit.
question.
She just went, who says that? And she was like, that was a bit cheeky. And I was like, I mean, congratulations. And then there was another time, there was a wee girl told me she was pregnant. She was only really young at the time. Like, I had trained her up and stuff, you know, in the restaurant, whatever. And she came up to me, and I was on night out, and she says, Bronagh, I'm pregnant. And this is terrible, this is such a thing. But I went, oh, honey. I went, oh, love.
Darling.
Oh, God, love you. I'm so sorry. And she went, oh, no, I'm all chuffed. And I was like, I'm so sorry. You never told me sooner.
Great.
That's fucking delightful news.
You're like, ah.
Great.
Yay. Go yay.
Because that's why I'm like, I'm pregnant. I like to be like, and how do we feel about that?
That's what I say. I was going, how are you feeling about it?
Yeah.
Because then you're like, right, then I'll react how you.
Yeah.
Do that sort of like watching the face and going, oh, it's powerful. Or
Yeah.
happy days.
Yeah, you can go, you're pregnant. Or do you ever see whenever you're in the middle of the horrified face and it has to change all of a sudden, you're like,
I always say to people, don't listen to what I'm saying.
Looking
Look
like
what
a
my face
psycho?
is doing.
Yeah.
Look what my face is doing. I can't. I've no poker face.
Yeah.
I've no poker face.
Yeah,
I'm
just-
like, right,
yeah.
I'm pregnant. Are you?
Yeah, that's I do.
On purpose?
I think we were talking about this last week. How my go-to. I'm not sure if we were talking about it last week or it was just I talk so much shit to everybody. Whenever somebody says something to me and I don't agree with it, but I can't be annoyed getting into it, I just go, "Do you think so?"
I do that.
But you know, Curtis actually was in the BP. In a filling station before, and he was filling up his van, and there was a woman standing there giving off, right? And she was giving it the large about fucking global warming. Sure, it's not even real.
Not a real thing.
Not even a real thing. And Kurt said he turned around here because he was about to get, and she went, "Isn't it not? Sure, it's a load of balls,
Isn't it not?
Isn't it not?" And he looked at her, and he was about to get into it, and he said, "I was actually formulating the argument in my head," and he just looked at her and went, "I don't have fucking time for this bullshit." And he walked out, and the girl started laughing behind the counter, and he went,
would have laughed.
"Fucking QAnon has so much to answer for, man." And he walked out, and then he came in about 2 weeks later, and I completely forgot about it. The one behind the counter was like, "No, I had tongue-in-cheek one." Well,
Well,
what about them fucking nutcase was in the
What
orbit?
about the global warming?
She is. We love winding each other up, don't we?
They do.
Like if we both see someone that I know you hate, what am I going to say?
I'm gonna go. Where's your woman?
Where's your best mate?
Who's your best mate?
You love her, don't you?
Look at your woman. Who's your best? Who's your friend?
Where's your friend? Okay, hiya. Don't you fucking dare, hiya.
Well,
I do. And you know what? It's not even...
Who's your best friend?
It's not even
That
that
is it,
I
that
want to
is.
be a particularly bitchy person, but I quite enjoy the theatre of it, of being
seeing
like,
the person's
you know,
face.
whenever, like, say me and you're sitting here right now and we're talking away and I'm like, oh, look, she's coming, right, talk to me as if we don't even realise she's there. I know I fucking hate her.
Oh, Barbara.
Oh, look, did you get your hair done? Oh, fuck, wait, oh, Connie, do you know what? You're looking wet. You deserve it.
Do you know what?
Sure,
It's
you
different.
deserve it.
It's something different.
Yeah,
isn't it?
sure, you never get a minute, don't you know? Aye, alright, I can't
something.
fucking stand. You see, stay at her.
She said to me.
Aye.
See where she looked at
See
me.
the way she said hi.
Yeah, she said, "Hello, you just say hello to me."
Yeah, she was the
Bitch.
fucking tramp.
She pure fucking.
Do you know what? I'm gonna egg
custard
her
pie me
windows
there.
later. Aye, fucking
nasty
fuck
bitch.
her. Aye, do you know hers? He's not even his, and he thinks he's his.
She hasn't told him.
Aye, yeah. I mean, two blue-eyed people don't make a brown-eyed child. That's all I'm
Maybe
saying.
not. I'm just saying that's just GCSEs. That's just GCSE biology.
That's just the fucking basics.
That's just the
Do you know
basics,
what I'm
love.
saying?
I'm sorry.
And see, her eldest, he's an Obstreperous wee cunt.
He's an He's an obstreperous wee cunt. I do love that. You would be an stop being such a fucking obstreperous wee fucking cunt.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Like, you need to
obstreperous.
stop.
But it's got lots of lots of
Like lots of
plosives.
consonant plosives. Yes, I love a plosive. And you know, I have been told that as Belfasters, as Irish people or Northern Irish, whatever you identify as, we say things with such venom.
We do.
So we'll like long something out. So instead of when somebody's a bastard, you can go he's a bastard. But say if somebody's a bastard, we go he's a bastard.
He is one
Bastard.
bastard. And you put. It's almost like you save up the B.
Or
You're
the
going to
sa-
say is a.
And we're about to drop the C bomb here, but see,
Custard.
see, oh, yeah. Connie,
Croissant.
croissant. I want to croissant. I love it. But see, whenever you're about to say that, like my mother can do it, where it's almost an onomatopoeia word.
It's
like,
a whole big.
She'll go, see, thon's nothing but a
And it's real.
like she would need to take her inhaler after it. Do you know what I mean?
Of a man.
Yeah, nothing but then my aunt would always say, never call somebody a cunt. A cunt's a useful thing. Call them half a cunt. That's no good to anybody.
That's no good. Half a cunt.
Half a cunt.
You half a cunt.
What's a cunt? It's a very ugly word for a beautiful thing. Do you know what I mean? But it is a beautiful word too.
I think, but fuck is a great swear word. Fuck. Cunt, I think
so
but also
versatile.
Cunt, obviously, because you've got the cunt.
Yeah.
And
The
then you got
plosives.
Fuck.
Yeah.
You've got that fricative. What do you call that at the back? Is it a fricative? Fuck. Fuck.
Yeah.
You got a partner. Maybe I think we talked about this once before. Like if you are in pain, swearing helps.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to be.
It actually releases pain, killing
Yeah.
things in your brain. Whereas if you're like out there going, "Oh golly," do you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's not gonna fucking cut
Oh, Jupiter. Do you know what I mean?
dear.
Jesus Christ, the night in the morning. Get this fucking child out of me.
Flute.
I could walk up both sides of the Falls Road at the same time right now, I swear to Jesus.
What would have been words that you'd have used instead of swear words? Like, you know, like I honestly thought frig was okay. I thought frig.
I
was
thought
just,
frig was too until I told my granny she was a wee frigger and then near got the ear
You're
clipped clean off my
frig.
head.
Frig off. My mom used to think dildo was just like a word for like an
Something
agent.
silly. Yeah,
you're an agent, he's being a dildo.
I had this conversation with Emer McGuire on here and she was talking about things her mummy says because she says, but I was like, that's, you can get your way around swearing, but we all know what you're doing. The sentiment is there.
Just say it.
Just say it. Just say
say it.
fuck.
There's another Dr. Kate Lister. Don't know if you've ever heard of her. She does this great podcast called Betwixt the Sheets.
Lister sounds like mouthwash.
I think that's where isn't that like Lister, like the guy
Maybe
who
Listerine?
Listerine, the guy who invented Listerine was called something Lister. I think
Maybe.
he created like a sort of
Mr.
antibacterial,
Lister.
antiseptic thing.
It does sound like someone.
Lister, so Dr. Kate Lister, she's absolutely brilliant, so funny. If anybody listens, if you've got like interested in like history of sex and scandal,
Ooh.
so good. So
Here for it.
So good. So she did like one where it was like the history of swearing.
Ooh.
And how fuck didn't really become old swearing.
Dirty word.
Old swearing used to be things like God's wounds. So before the Reformation, if you put God's anything in front, that was because like you know everything's literal.
Yeah.
You're literally going up and giving God wounds.
Yeah.
You're hurting God's teeth, God's wounds, God's blood.
Yeah.
And those were all swear words. And so fuck was never a swear
Like
word.
damn and blast and stuff.
Those were also, whereas like fuck wasn't, because
Yeah.
copulating was not a private thing.
Yeah.
You could have, do you ever see those big mansion houses, like big Tudor houses?
Yes.
And you, in order to get through the house, you had to go through the rooms. There wasn't corridors.
That's right. So
you
people
had
would
no,
have just been having sex.
you would see people having sex. There was no expectation of privacy.
And then I suppose whenever people lived in like all one room, do you know, like whenever
Your
you look at that,
parents,
with-
you knew exactly where babies came from probably the age of 5 or 6, because
Yeah.
you had seen your mommy and daddy at it in the corner, and there was
Yeah.
no expectation of privacy for that to happen or not to
Yeah.
happen. But then whenever people had rooms and corridors and it became a private thing,
Yeah.
then it became a swear word because
it was something that-
private
because
and
it
a
was
wee bit
taboo then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And the
whereas-
origin of the word taboo is
Oh.
is literally from, where's my book that I had with me? Taboo actually is to do with your period, if I believe so. Or how, what do you say? There's Nandi Jola. No, not Nandi Jola. She's a poet.
Nandi
Sorry.
Peters.
No, Nimco Ali.
Oh.
She actually gives the definition of where the word taboo comes from, and it's to do with female anatomy.
Oh.
So-
Because it's always like female anatomy just tends to be.
Yeah, like you're not allowed to talk about it.
No, I talk about it. It's taboo.
Taboo.
But yes, no, I just think it's very interesting. Like, the swear words, where swear words come from. If you're interested in sex and scandal through history, Kate Lister. And again, if we want other podcasters to get in touch, that would be brilliant. I'm going to hashtag Kate Lister in this,
Yeah.
and she might
Oh,
say
do.
hello to us, and we would love
So
if
the
Kate Lister
root
said hello
of
to us.
taboo. Now I am going to actually look this up and put it in this in show notes, because
Oh, it's a Polynesian word.
it's only giving us but the origin of the word taboo. Right. Spiritual
Oh.
restriction imply there is a genuine lingual aspect of the word taboo that literally means like the hymen or like the cervix or what have you. You're not supposed to talk about it. So I'll look that up and actually
It's like the
find
word
it.
left in many languages is a taboo, is a euphemism. So left, isn't it left in Latin is sinister.
Sinister.
So there's like lots of languages use so.
Because it's like
Spanish,
Dexter and sinister, isn't it? Like
Dexter,
left
sinister.
and right. Yeah.
So left would be izquierda, which
Izquierda.
is it's a euphemism. So you don't say left.
Ah.
There is a word that nobody ever used because it was meant to bring, because the leftists were evil and
Yeah.
so if you don't even mention it. So
I wonder,
lots
is there any connotations as to why like lefties get like labeled?
Absolutely,
as
because
well?
in the Bible, the chosen are on the right hand of God, and the others are on the left hand of God. The ones
Yeah.
who are not, the sheep are on the.
That's right. He is seated at the right hand of the Father.
So the left hand. That's why people were like left hands were witches and evil and bad, because it said so in the Bible. And, it was like,
And you used to tie
And
your
the
hand
right's
behind
always
your
your
back.
weapon hand as well.
You're
well,
right.
only if it's your favoured hand, though, because if you were a lefty,
If you're left hand dominant, then it wouldn't
That
be.
just be it already, like.
But that's why
you
most
used to. Not so much now, but
if you go to like Carrickfergus Castle and you're going up the spiral staircases, they
Yes.
explain to you why they go that way, because they're actually in favour of the people who are at the top of the tower, because their sword hand will be out
yeah.
on the way down the stairs, whereas the other person's sword hand, assuming that they're right-handed, would be inhibited. But I suppose that would mean, as a tactical strategy, you would hire lots of like lefties to be in the army. So
Get them
and
the
get them
outside.
to be the ones that were sieging the castle and get up
Fucking get them.
the towers. I'm just saying, it's a
Just
good
saying,
fucking,
back in the medieval times, you missed a trick.
missed a fucking trick. You were too busy hanging them as witches. You should have been putting them in the army and using them. Okay,
Shitty,
see?
stupid fuckers.
Shame on you.
Ship on yous.
Well, they can't hear us now. Like.
They can.
Well, they can if they're way up in heaven in the sky. Tiernan Oak.
Here an oak.
Tiernan Oak.
Tiernan oak. And what's the other words?
Ham.
What do they call Tiernan oak in West? Magmail.
Magmail.
Magmail, I think. Is it
And then
the-
we'll have Valhalla.
Valhalla, but the Valhalla.
The Vikings?
The Vikings. You had to be a warrior.
To go to Valhalla.
The Valkyries came and got you, and they brought you to Valhalla.
And you had to come home on your sword or with it. Meaning, don't
Well-
come home having lost or surrendered the
What if
surrendered
you came
battle.
home and you'd been on a pork sword?
That probably happened.
Would you go to Valhalla?
Few people were gay for this day.
Would you got- would you
I don't
got-
think it was frowned upon back then. Condemned.
Again, Kate Lister.
Oh,
Betwixt
go
the
for it.
Sheets brings up like in a lot of these cultures, it was okay to be gay as long as you were like the top, the active partner. If you were the receiving one, then that was looked down upon because you were being less than masculine.
Oh, really?
So it was the masculinity was the most important part. So if you were like if you were the top, but they didn't like the bottoms.
Right. Okay.
Like
That's really
That's
interesting.
like Julius
actually.
Caesar. People talked about Julius Caesar because he would have been and there was like rumors that he was like the taker.
Oh.
So it was all right to have like, you know,
It was
men
all right
as you were the giver.
to be a giver, but not
or
a
taker.
receiver.
Yeah.
Oh. There we go then.
There we go.
That's fucking. I love all this stuff though. It really fascinates me.
Where does it all come from and all these sorts of different like,
Yeah.
But there has to be I don't know, I just think but yes, I keep talking about her. Kate, we've talked about you. I've mentioned you 3 times now.
Yes.
Give us a fucking shout out.
Yeah, come on the podcast. Actually, we're going to take this interesting conversation over to the Patreon because
Oh,
of
yes.
you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
and
you.
if you do or can, please consider subscribing to our
As
Patreon.
little as a pound.
For as little as a pound or as much as you can afford.
As you can afford. Just even the amount of a coffee.
Yeah, the amount of a coffee would be lovely. I was thinking of we got more word up mugs made. Bernie is owed one, big time.
Bernie.
But if I was thinking of sticking them on the shop on Patreon.
A shop.
A wee shop.
Oh, why?
Wee shop.
Hello?
Wee shop, babe.
Because not only do you have lovely pictures of our gorgeous Bronagh diamond here, but then we do have like people need this like on a regular basis. Like you have got all of your
Very handy.
your it's where it lose. Do you know?
You know, if you're ever on Facebook and you want to have a good argument with someone, but you don't
Aye.
want the grammar police showing up, this mug will keep you right.
Make your tea, sit down,
Make your tea
open the
and
laptop.
then enjoy the tea, babies, because
Enjoy the
you can F and blind all you want because you'll not be getting
and
called up.
safe in the knowledge that you've got a wee handy dandy
Little,
like reference point on your mug.
reference code mark there. So there you go. But thank you very much. Taylor B. Grannies was asking about her. Hope she's doing all right and the electric blanket's still working and fuel efficient. All the best.